What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, Haterade Hour. I'm your host, Haterade Cowboy, and in episode 6, I have another very special guest. In fact, I have two special guests that I'm very excited to have on the channel for the first time from Arendal Sound. So I have Lukas and Kristoffer joining me on the podcast today. Kristoffer, Lukas, welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for taking time out of your schedule. I know we're both in different time zones and everything like that, so I really appreciate it. So for those of you that don't know, I recently made my very first purchase with Arendal Sound. I bought the 1723 Center S THX center channel from Arendal, and I cannot be more excited to be featuring Arendal in my home theater. So for the past 10 plus years, I've been using mix and match Polk speakers in my home theater, and I decided, you know what? It's time to start the upgrade process to something more premium, yet something that won't break the bank. And again, I went with Arendal. But what I wasn't expecting was the amazing customer service that I experienced through the entire buying process. And even afterwards, I've been sending a lot of emails back and forth with these guys. And there's not a lot of content on YouTube about Arendal. There is some, but most of you watching this either have never heard of Arendal before, or maybe you've heard the name, but you're not familiar with the company and some of the products that they offer. So I said, you know what, let me try and do my part. I reached out to the customer service team and asked if they would come on the channel, and I have them here today. So we're going to talk about the company. They're basically, I'm going to let them talk, let them introduce the world to Arendal. So we're going to do that here today, and we're going to go ahead and get started. And let me make sure, am I pronouncing it right? Is it Arendal or Arendal?
That's something for Kristoffer, since he's Norwegian.
Okay, so the locals from where, because Arendal is a city in Norway, and the locals pronounce it Arendal, but for the global market, we say Arendal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would pronounce it like the German would, so Arendal.
Yeah, that's also very nice.
Okay. So why don't you guys go ahead and just start off by an introduction, tell a little bit about yourselves, your position in the company, where you're located, and how you got started with the company.
Yeah, sure. I can start. So I'm Lukas. I'm the customer support leader at this point. And I'm located in Germany. And I'm how long? I think it's been a year with Arendal. So that's me, Kristoffer.
Yeah, I'm Kristoffer. I'm from Norway. I'm basically the new guy. I've only been working here for 6 months. I applied for a position in December or November, I think. I didn't end up getting that job. And then I saw they were hiring for a different position, and I applied for that. And then that's the position I got, which is customer support specialist.
Awesome. Yeah, so I was talking to Brandon a couple weeks ago, who's another customer service rep, and we were talking, and he was saying that, like I mentioned before, there's a lot of interest for Arendal speakers, but there's not a lot of content. And so a lot of people have been asking for more content because, there's not a showroom that you can go and visit. So people want to know more about the company, about the product. So that's what we're going to do here today. So why don't you give us a brief history of Arendal?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So we are a pretty young company. Arendal was founded in 2014. The first products launched in 2015, so only a couple of years. But before that, of course, we had experience with audio, of course. So before Arendal, there was a company called Arendal Sound. Arendal Sound was an online retailer. I think it started around 2005. Yeah, it was 2005. Online retailer and also distribution for a lot of companies. Also SVS subwoofers. Arendal Sound was the distributor for SVS in Europe. So we gained a lot of experience with audio, with products, and how to distribute them, how to sell them, customer support, customer journey, everything around it. So basically, this was the building block for Arendal. We know that we can do stuff better, and that's what triggered the idea to start the own company. So Arendal Sound became Arendal. And our boss, Jan Ove, he is also like an audio fanatic like we all are. He started pretty young. His dad had like a small TV shop in Arendal. I think it was the first one also. And and he started pretty young. I think 14 he was, and when he started working there. And of course, like all of us, an audio guy. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's an interesting story. I know Brandon had told me that too, that, they're a relatively newish company, but I believe he said in the US, they've only been selling in for like 2 years or so, since 2020.
Yeah, but we always were selling direct. So we always shipped out from Europe, but we started our US subsidiary last year. So that's pretty new. So we have our own subsidiary on their own warehouse, which made shipping a lot cheaper. And of course, we can offer more benefits to the customer if we have a warehouse located in the US.
That's
because
awesome.
we are feeling the US market. I think it's the feedback is really awesome. I have to say, the US guys really love the product, and we would definitely want to expand in the US. That's why we did the step, to the warehouse.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know the first time I heard about Arendal was a couple years ago. I believe it was on Shane Lee's channel, and everybody that I've seen that's had him in their home theater and has used him has nothing but great things to say. And obviously, I have the center channel, and I'm still breaking it in, and I can't wait to upgrade to my other speakers to the rest of the line. But yeah, there seems to be a lot of interest, so it's good that you guys are taking that leap, to make it more accessible to the rest of the country.
Exactly. That's the whole point. At the beginning, it was like an import, so you always had to pay taxes and duties and whatever. And now it's pretty much risk-free. You just order through our website, no taxes, depending on where you live, of course. Then there's sales tax in the US. That's for me as a European, it's always so strange when you have the prices without the tax.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's. I've never experienced this before, so but of course, it's all included, free returns, free shipping, and
awesome.
That's why we made the jump to having their own warehouse. Yeah.
Awesome. So that brings me to my next question. You've said that, and you've shown that you have amazing customer service. So I'm sure a lot of us at some point at one time or another have had lackluster customer service. I know I have. A lot of companies, they outsource to different countries, and there's some benefits with that, but most people just have a stigma about customer service with companies, but that's not the case with Arendal. So why is customer service so important to Arendal?
Yeah, we believe that the customer experience or the customer journey is the most important thing. So the first contact you have with the company, it matters. It's very, very important that you make a good impression on the first contact. It doesn't matter if it's the website, if it's the customer support, but of course, most of the customers just contact us directly via email, call us on the phone. So customer support is a very, very important part of the whole brand. Basically, it's the first touch point you get with the customer. So it's really important to get this right. That's why we put so much focus on it. That's why we do the things we do. We do the onboarding, the training and everything. Everyone has to be aligned and speak the same language, have the same mentality. That's a very, very important factor. It's all about the customer, and you want to start right. I worked at all my life basically in a hi-fi shop. I started working at a hi-fi shop when I was 17, and I never left. And I know how it is working at a traditional style brick and mortar shop and having customer contact. And I know a lot of other dealers, a lot of distribution companies, and it's really hard to get someone on the line when you have a problem. If you contact a company, sometimes it's weeks till they reply. And I was always standing there, talking with the customer. I said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I reached out to the company. They didn't call me back and whatever." And you're always the idiot, as a dealer. So you're trying to, but a lot of companies really don't care about this. Or you have a dealer that is not really, not really, he has not the experience to deal with different products or situations, and that's always a big problem. That's why the customer support is such a big thing with our company. You want to make it right from the beginning. That's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can attest. I've sent, man, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 emails back and forth with these guys and a couple other guys, and their email response is lightning fast. It's usually within 5 minutes or 10 or 15 minutes. And even if, it's not the same person that responds, somebody always responds. And that just blew me away because you don't find that anymore. Like you said, I've emailed companies and it's been days, weeks where they haven't said anything. And then when you do get a response, it may not be the best response, or like you said, maybe they don't have the experience. They don't know how to deal with people. So that's really, really cool that you guys focus on Arendal's customer service so much.
Yeah, I think our response times are like, I don't think there is another company that has response times like we do. I don't think so, because I know all the big companies because I dealt with them in the past, and no one basically, so you always get a reply in minutes.
Yeah, literally.
To normal business hours, of course. But sometimes sometimes on the weekends you can get a reply from us because we always look what's going on, and also on the weekends. So even on the weekends you can reach us. Yeah,
he's not lying when he says they reply in minutes, and you can tell that you guys prioritize your customer service, and that's important. A lot of people don't realize how important customer service is to the company, because you can have an absolutely amazing product, but if your customer service is lackluster, like, people aren't going to want to deal with you. I mean, that's part of the experience. That's part of the buying process. So I really appreciate you guys doing all that you do with the customer service.
Yeah, and a funny thing is, I don't know, in Europe it's maybe not a big thing, but in the US, I realized phone calls are a big thing in the US. The people are shocked when we call back.
Yeah.
That's always funny to me, because you normally don't get this, that the company directly calls you back, and we are the company. We are not like, as you said, we are not like a outsourced call center, whatever, customer support team working for another company. It's just us. We are the company. We know the products,
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a big difference.
Big difference. So you mentioned products. So as I mentioned before, there's a lot of people who, I know some of my viewers, they've said that they've heard of Arendal, but they don't necessarily know much about the company. And then some people do know, or they don't know anything at all. So what are the products that you guys sell?
Yeah, maybe Kristoffer can take this one.
Yeah, of course. We have two main series, the 1723 series and the 1961 series. Our 1723 series is like the flagship series, no compromises, over deliver on quality and stuff. And the 1961, we would assume it's like an entry-level basic series, but it's not. It's more of a premium affordable series is what we like to call it. And we use most of the same principles in the 1723 series, but like a trickle-down version. So like little less damping here and smaller cabinets and smaller woofer sizes, but still very, very premium and overall quality. And within the ranges, there's everything from subwoofers to bookshelves, monitor speakers, which is basically a massive bookshelf, towers and center speakers, and surround speakers and height channels as well.
Awesome. So you guys cover the whole spectrum. So if you guys are looking to build out your home theater with a complete line, they offer, so you have the 1723, which you said is their top of the line, and you have the 1723S, which is the one that I'm going to be investing in, and you have the 1961, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Exactly. And the 1723S is just the smaller version. S for small. Yes. The one has the 8-inch woofers, and the other one had the 6.5-inch woofers, the little bit smaller one. But the rest is basically the same, same tonality, so you can mix and match everything back and forth. The same goes to the 1961. You can absolutely mix those speakers because they have the same design philosophy, design idea. They work well together. We have a lot of customers, for example, choosing the 1723 for the bed layers, and the height channels are the 1961. Mm-hmm. They're cheaper, they're smaller, because we also have like the 1723 height S, but it's a really, really big height speaker. A lot of people underestimate how big it is and how heavy it is. So if you want to mount it on the wall, on the ceiling, you have to find the stud because it will rip out the drywall.
Then you'll be sitting there and you'll really have Atmos coming down on you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so you guys use HDF instead of MDF, correct, on your speakers?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a step above MDF. It's denser. It has better sound properties. So yeah, no compromises on this. Even in the smaller versions, even in the 961, we will always be sticking to HDF when it comes to this. Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely. It's like we said, it's over deliver on quality. You don't want to sell the speaker. The speaker speaks for itself. If you get the speaker home, you unpack it, okay, I get some really, really nice quality stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's really cool that if you want to dish out all the money on your LCR or your bed layer, like you said, and then you know what, I want to save a little bit of money, you can still use the 1961 because it's all timber matched, correct?
Yeah. It works really, really well. We have a lot of customers that are really happy with mixing and matching. You can save a lot of money if you're maybe not that into surround. Of course, it will be the cherry on top, if you have everything in one series, but you can absolutely mix and match. Yeah.
That's awesome. So affordable choices for everybody.
Exactly.
So, okay. So if a consumer decides they want to buy your products, what type of warranty options do you guys provide on your speakers?
Maybe Kristoffer?
Yeah, of course. On the 1723 series, we have a 10-year warranty on the main speakers. And on the subwoofers, we have a 5-year warranty on the electronics and 10-year warranty on like the woofer and cabinet. And on the 1961 series, it's 5-year warranty all around.
So that's kind of unheard of. I don't know if I know of a speaker company that offers a 10-year warranty. That's amazing.
Yeah, and the other thing is 5 years on electronics. So all the subwoofer amps have 5-year warranty. That's I don't know another company that offers 5-year warranty on the electronics inside the subwoofer. Most of them only 2 years, maybe 1 year. Some have 3 years. I've seen 3 years before, but 5. So even if you bought one of the first subwoofers we made, it's maybe not. It's not right now leaving maybe warranty, but it would be still warranty. So because we really believe in the products. We know that we have some great engineering behind it, and the defects we get are not that many, so we can do this. That's we know we have a good product. It is reliable. It will work a lot of the time. So it's absolutely a no-brainer for us to offer this kind of warranty.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, there's nothing worse than investing in something, and then 2 years later, something goes wrong. And that happened to me the other day. It actually happened to me with my refrigerator. I've been in my house for almost 4 years, and I'm having some issues with it. And I called, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, it's out of warranty." And it's like, well, that's a $1,000 purchase, And especially when somebody's investing in speakers that they want to last maybe 10 years, 15 years, the fact that you can have a 10-year warranty and a 5-year warranty on, I mean, I've never heard of anybody else that offers that. So that's really great.
Yeah, absolutely. I switched out so many subwoofer amplifiers in my life when I worked at the Alpha shop. It's crazy. A lot of companies have problems with this kind of stuff, and subwoofer amps are really going out a lot. So to have this peace of mind, having 5 years on the electronics, if you make a big investment, that's great. For the normal passive speakers, 10 years, you can just rest easy that we got this covered. And even if you leave the warranty, if something happens, we get a good solution for you.
Awesome, that's great. So I know you mentioned that the company is in Norway, and you guys are trying to expand more to the US. So where are your products manufactured, and where do they ship from?
So our production is located in China. Yeah, that's to this day there is basically no alternatives. If you want to have everything, like quality, price, of course, price to performance, and we really have a great relationship with our vendor. It's all our design. It's not like we're buying off-the-shelf parts or, having someone build something for us. It's all our design that they make for us,
Awesome.
But the quality is there. And a lot of people think that producing it somewhere else will be better or I don't know. It's still like made in China has like a negative
Connotation.
sound.
Yeah.
It's not. It's definitely not. And if you know how other companies produce and whatever, China is a quality thing. That's the thing. You have engineers from all over the world over there. Basically, if you have contact with them, you realize, okay, there's a lot of engineers from all over the world. They have the production, the machines is all top notch. It's like the best thing you can do at this point. So yeah, we really have great quality with them, a great relationship. The QC is awesome. Of course, there is it's people that building the speakers. It's not like machines, so there can be always something, but we can get it solved quick. The responses are great with them. If something happens, we can report it to them, and they make changes. So yeah, that's I really when I started in this company, I was surprised how great they are. That was for me like a wow moment. That's a really great vendor, and yeah, definitely. But it's all designed in Norway, designed by us, and only produced there. Shipped over to our warehouse in Chicago that we opened a year ago, and our warehouse in the Netherlands. That's it for the Europe shipments. That's basically it. We have those two warehouses that ship from there, which allows for really, really short delivery times. So in Europe, it's pretty quick. In the US, it's pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I ordered my speaker, the center channel, and somebody reached out to me and said that, they didn't have them in stock, but there was a display unit that I got. But I think I got it within 2 days after it shipped. So It was like super, super fast. And it's good to hear, like you said, because a lot of people hear, oh, you guys are, China, that's bad. But it's good to hear an opposite end of the spectrum, because there's always a negative connotation. But I mean, you work with them. So the fact that you can look at your products and see that this is high quality. It's not cheap. They're not cutting corners. So don't worry about that, guys.
Yeah, absolutely not. No. It's very, very high quality. That's something I always have to remind myself and customers, because as you said, it's always had this negative connotation, but it's really not. And if you see our products and if you experience our products, you will know that this is awesome. Yeah, that they make great stuff over there, and it's a great partner.
Yeah, and that just reminded me about something I forgot to ask earlier on the quality. So the paint, how many layers of paint do you guys put on there?
Oh, on the gloss versions, it's around 12. On the satin ones, I will have to check, but less, of course. Yeah, it's not that much labor intensive as gloss, but the quality of the paint is it's very robust.
Yes.
I had a customer who returned a speaker and it was really scratched up, the gloss finish, but you can polish it and it looks like new.
Okay.
Yeah. So because there's so much paint and so much lacquer on it, so you can really, with a machine polisher like for the car, you can really get the shine back on even if, let's say you have the speaker 10 years, and you're using like the duster over it, you get like the small scratches. Just take some automotive polish, you can just polish it up and it looks great again. It's not like a lot of other companies say it's piano finish or, but it's really not. It's just like one stage paint, then maybe some clear over it, and that's it. But yeah, it's really labor intensive, And the same goes for the satin ones. The satin ones, they have like a really uniform, like very. I think I personally like the satin ones better. I think they look more high quality. I'm not a big fan of the gloss ones. Yeah, I think it's I don't know. It's hard to tell, but hard to explain. But the satin ones are also very, very nice, very uniform, and they have like they reflect light differently, and I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, I really prefer the satin as well, especially like most people that have a dedicated home theater. I don't know about 100%, but a lot of people, focus on light control, and my speaker's directly under my screen, and everybody knows that that light, as soon as it hits that speaker, it's just going to start reflecting. So I really like the satin. I've never been a big fan of gloss, and I've always wondered why some companies offer that. I mean, you have to make choices. Obviously, you don't want to just handcuff yourself. But some people like the gloss. But I'm like you. I don't care for it because I don't want any type of reflections reflecting back on the screen or stuff like that.
Yeah, we actually started to discontinue the gloss now.
Okay.
Because we felt, we see that the people prefer the satin ones, and it really made no sense to continue with this.
Yeah.
And as you said, a lot of people like the light control. Some people still feel that the gloss looks more high quality. I don't think so. I think it was a time where gloss was maybe more popular, but we now see that it's not. Yeah. A lot of people prefer. We made some polls in our community and asked the people, hey, what do you guys think? Gloss, satin, and most of the people prefer the satin ones.
Yeah. I feel that the people that prefer satin versus gloss just going to be more leaning towards satin. That's just, I mean, if you just don't care, if you don't care about light control, then yeah, if you want something that's glossy, but I think the majority of people prefer the matte or satin finish.
Exactly.
So, okay. So you mentioned that Arendal is a direct-to-consumer company. Now, this is something that kind of is a little bit controversial with some people. I myself, I'm a fan of direct-to-consumer. I didn't used to be that way, but a lot of people think, well, hey, how come I can't go into Best Buy or Walmart and, do a showroom or listen to your speakers? And there is some advantages to having your speaker in a big box store like Best Buy where you can reach more people. But then I feel like, and I'll let you explain, but I feel like there's a lot more disadvantages as far as, having that customer experience. So why did Arendal choose to go the direct to consumer route as opposed to like cutting out the middleman and using a big box store?
Yeah, but it all has advantages and disadvantages, and it depends on the strategy you're going after, of course. But as I worked my whole life in a hi-fi shop, or home cinema shop, brick and mortar style, whatever, and I really understand the appeal. I don't know, in the US, I think it's dying. You don't have that much shops, but in Germany, where I'm from, we still have some good hi-fi shops here. But you feel like it's a lot of hi-fi shops really don't go with the time. They don't adjust. They still feel like you're going into a shop that is based around 1980s.
Yeah.
They're not really. Yeah, that's a big problem, I think. So when you sell direct to the consumer, you have control over how you present yourself. You have the people behind, like our customer support team, that know the stuff, that know the products, they know the little details, they know that what really makes sense, what not, and whatever. It's not just like we're trying to sell you brand X.
Mm-hmm.
It's we know what works, and if you contact us, that we will never just sell you the most expensive thing. We will sell you the speaker or the system that will work in your environment. For your needs, for your use case. That's always, we ask a lot of questions if you contact us, so we know what's really right for you. And that's something you really cannot do when you're selling through a big box store or a dealer network. And then, of course, the costs. Definitely, we save a lot of costs if we don't have a distributor and the dealer. That everyone wants to have their margins. Everyone needs to make money. Of course, they don't do it for free. What we do with the money that we invest more into the product and into the customer service. A lot of companies really don't invest in the customer service. They maybe have, like, as you said before, they have maybe like an outsourced company that does it for them, or they reply to emails once every 3 weeks. We invest like up to 70%, into customer service. So all the money that it's not really left, but it's invested differently. So invest in better products and better finishes and better materials. But then you save on distribution, the save on the dealers, but then invest into customer support. That's basically it. You invest the money where it matters most. So the customer at the end has the better experience, the better product. That's that. I made, when I switched from my old job to Arendal, I made the conscious decision to go to a direct-to-consumer company, because I always felt, I think this is something that a lot of companies will do in the future, because they will see that the typical brick and mortar distribution network, that's not the way to go. I think a lot of companies will make the switch in the next few years. But I knew before, when I changed jobs, I definitely wanted to go to a B2C company. Or we call it H to H, human to human.
I like that.
Yeah, that's something our boss Jan Ove always says. I like it. Yeah, it's human to human, because it is human to human. You're not talking with a machine or some call center. You're talking to the guys at the company.
Yeah, and that's important, like you said, because when you have your products in a big box store, you can reach more people and it's more accessible. Maybe you can go in and listen to it. But then, does a salesman at Best Buy really know about the speaker, as opposed to, an employee in Norway that's working remote? And then one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that, like, I think you mentioned it, is that when you have your product in a big box store, you've got to pay like stocking fees. They might want their cut for having it. So then the company says, well, now we have to jack the price up on the speaker so that we can get that back and invest. So it's really, I feel like the direct to consumer route is better. And especially with that customer service, you can cut out that middleman, because those companies have their own customer service, and they're probably going to be the first contact. Or there's been times where I've bought something from a company and I asked them about it, and then they're like, you gotta contact the company. It's like, okay, well, how do I do that? So there's so many different variables when you have your product in a big box store versus, hey, we're going to sell this directly. It cuts down the price, and that customer service experience really gets to grow and nurture.
Yeah. And I always have to say, the best thing to hear, or the best environment to listen to a speaker, is your home.
Yep.
That's the most important factor. So listening to something in a store could be good, could be bad. You never know, because you don't have you don't have the control over it. So it could be a great dealer that has a great showroom, or that really invested some time into getting to know the speaker and the setup and how to place it and whatever. But then it could be a far worse dealer that just has them in the corner somewhere, and then you listen to the speaker and I really don't like it. Speaker X sounded better. So having the speaker at home, having really no risk when ordering, because we offer free returns, free shipping, and listening 60 days at home, trying different positions, toe in, whatever, different electronics you can choose, and if you don't like it, contact us. We can give you some pointers what to look for, make some photos, show us how your room looks, that's always a big thing. You listen in your own environment, in your own room, because it will affect the sound greatly.
Yeah. So that's awesome. So you got 10-year warranty on the speakers, 5-year on the subwoofer, free shipping, free return, and a 60-day, basically a trial period, right? That's
exactly.
Audition period.
Yeah. I don't know of any other company that offers that, and still is able to offer quality product, because usually you get one or the other. It's really good customer service, but a bad product, or really good product, bad customer service. But you guys make sure that you cover the whole entire spectrum. So that's awesome.
Exactly. It has to be like the whole package.
Yeah.
You really, when you get the speakers home, okay, great quality, no risks. I can really have your mind at ease, just listen, try it out. That's the best thing you can do. If you have other speakers maybe around, give them a comparison,
Yeah. I'm actually going to do that with mine here after I break it in, because I'm coming from Polk's, used to be their top of the line LSIM center channel. So I'm excited to see how that, measures up. And this is my first time having a waveguide. I've never had that before. So It's a little difficult right now to tell because I'm using mix and match with my other speakers as I upgrade. But I've heard nothing but good things about the waveguide, and I mean just the quality is just. I was just blown away when I unboxed it. And I was like, wow, this truly is a nicest speaker that ever had.
Yeah, no, they're really great products, and we have a lot of customers that are really happy with the sound. And it's the whole package, it's not just like the waveguide, it's how it's integrated, how the tweeter works with the mid-bass drivers, the cabinet size, the crossover. It's a complete package. You have to have every detail right, to make it work. Definitely.
Awesome. All right. So you guys mentioned that you're expanding the US team, which exactly. I'm going to let you guys talk about that, the hiring process. So I'll let you go through all those bullet points.
Yeah, exactly. So we are looking for people in the US. So we thought, we take this moment to, advertise a little bit. and I think Kristoffer will tell you a little bit about the hiring process and what's really important. So if you feel that you want to be part of our A team, you can apply for our website. We have on our drop-down menu, there's career. You can just apply through that. But Kristoffer, since he's new to the team and he's only been there a few weeks, he can tell you a little bit about the hiring process and why we do things the way we do it.
Yeah. So the whole thing starts off with you having to record yourself and who you are. Instead of just writing it down, you have to record yourself to show yourself who you are and to let you know your audio experience and your setup and stuff. And then you send that in along with your application and your resume and stuff. And if you get through to the interview section, it sounds a lot, but it's 4 or 5 interviews. And like I said, it sounds a lot, but it's just so the rest of the team, like me and Lukas and everyone else, can get to know the new person we're hiring. Because I told my parents, I'm on interview 4 now. And they're like, what? How many interviews do you have, man? I'm like, it's a lot, but then I know what I'm going to, and they know who they get. So it sounds like a tedious process, but I think it's well worth it because, you know where you end up.
Definitely. Yeah. That shows that they're not just going to willy-nilly hire anybody. We need some people. Go ahead and hire that guy, So the vetting process is good. It's kind of like that at my job too, where depending on the position, but sometimes they have a panel too. So I don't know if you guys do that on yours, but sometimes like at my job, you may have 2 or 3 interviews and then you have a panel, and it sounds intimidating, but that just shows that the company really wants to make sure that they hire, good people, quality people, especially with customer service. That's important. You got to make sure that you don't get that wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The mentality is super important.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, so then we have next the onboarding process. Or did you cover that as well?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Okay, so that's basically done over 4 weeks. And you start out first learning about the company and the goals of the company and the value of the company, which is almost more important than anything. Because if you don't share the same values as the company, then you're not going to fit at all. Yep. You need to have that mind for excellence and that will to put in the work. And then you get into all the systems and you get to know what you're going to do. And you just get an overall introduction. And then you get progressively more and more responsibility as the weeks go on. And you become someone your team kind of has to count on. You become very what's the word for it?
Accountable?
Accountable. Right.
Awesome. So then how do you train and build each individual team members?
Do you want to take that, Lukas, or should I just continue?
You could just continue. I talked a lot.
So the first thing is we have these personal development programs.
Okay.
So for every team member to be their best and most efficient self, we go through various programs and everyone is a part of it, but at their own pace. If they for me, for instance, I joined later than Lukas and they had already started their program. So I started my program and I'm not catching up, but I'm starting to figure out how and why the company works the way it does. And another way is we build each individual is if I am super good at something that isn't in my like position description, then I can bring that up with Jan Ove or someone else on the team, and I'd be like, yeah, this week or next week, I want to focus on this specific thing because I'm very good at this. For instance, taking pictures or just doing something that I'm good at that can benefit the company. Then I focus on that, and then I do that, and then I bring what I'm best at to the team, which is kind of important and kind of cool.
That's very cool. Awesome. So, and then you have personal growth.
Yeah, that's kind of tied to how we build the team members. That you don't just grow like as a company or as a person, but you like grow together. And being a part of Arendal, I've already noticed like how I've grown and how I can improve on myself and how a good team works. Because I have been a part of teams before in the past, but nothing that functions like this team does. You generally feel like everyone is rowing the boat in the same direction. And if one starts to like deviate, you notice it, but that's not the case here at all. Everyone is just like super focused, super in line.
Yeah, and that is definitely apparent. Like I said, I've sent numerous emails between, not just these guys, but some other guys too. And I might not get the same person every time, but if someone else replies, like if I email Lukas and we send a few emails back and forth and then Kristoffer comes in, there's no gap. They all know like what's going on. And it's awesome that you can have that type of customer service at a company. So, I mean, that's obviously a testament to how you guys are training your people and how the importance that you place on that team effort.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, that when someone's gone on vacation, you don't leave the customer hanging because, that's a no-go.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone knows, what to do basically. And that we have all the same mindset and, all follow the same culture.
Awesome. So speaking of culture, let's talk about that, freedom and responsibility.
Kristoffer, go on.
So we kind of dictate our own workday as long as we like do what you're supposed to do. You don't have to like note how many hours you're working and stuff. As long as you do what you're supposed to, it's kind of up to you how you get there, as long as it doesn't negatively affect anyone, of course. But it's very, very much up to yourself how you accomplish tasks and how you do stuff. But then again, that's also for some, if you don't accept or handle that responsibility, then it could go wrong. So it's very important that you are a structured person and that you can like grab yourself by the neck and stay focused.
Yeah, awesome. And so then let's talk about customer service and striving to improve customer service every day.
Yeah, so we continuously get like new requests that we haven't handled before. And instead of like, we will look into it and then never get back to someone, we take the request and we actually like follow up on them. So I had a customer the other day that didn't have pictures of a certain speaker in like a certain way. And then me and Lukas can like take the appropriate measures and make sure the customers get what they want, like the pictures they want, but also that it's added to the website, either on the product page or in our knowledge base, which our customers can search up and look up. So we want our customers to have like a smooth sailing and a good experience through it all. So it's easier for them to find stuff, but if they don't, it's very easy to contact us and we can fix it or just help them.
Yeah, absolutely. So we try always to improve. No one is perfect, you always strive to be excellent and, but there's always something, and we always appreciate if someone tells us, hey, I looked at your website, this makes no sense, maybe, and then we can change it. We are pretty quick on this.
Wow.
And if something needs some adjustment, we will adjust it, so we always, stuff that maybe was good 5 years ago is maybe not good today. So we always try to improve certain ways, customer touch points, for example, the website, there's always something to make it better, or, the customer support, if we feel, okay, maybe we need to adjust this saying, or, maybe it's maybe a small thing like something added to the signature at the bottom. We started the community on our website that's now included in our signature, so people know, hey, we have a community with over 5,000 people posting there.
Wow, that's a lot.
So just look up. There's some nice pictures, some nice ideas, maybe some inspiration on it. It's always the little things that matter at the end, and we always try to improve, the customer touch points.
Yeah, I like that. I went to the community I signed up, and I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance to really go in there and interact. But yeah, everybody's, you can post your pictures of your setup and people comment, oh man, that's awesome. It really is a community, and it's nice that they offer that. And I like that you touched on that though, because there's been numerous websites for companies that I've gone to, and you click on it and you're like, man, this looks dated, or you click on something and then the link doesn't work. And it's like, hey man, what's going on here? So and you guys have a beautiful website. Like all of your images are top notch. So just a really, really well-rounded company. I can't find anything bad to say about the company so far.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess our last point is the topic of guiding customers instead of selling.
Yeah, we touched upon on this earlier, and that's like every customer needs a different setup, or they have a different room, so they require a different solution for their setup. And we don't want to like push our most expensive subs and our biggest speakers on them if they have a tiny like room, a closet room. So we like ask for pictures, ask for dimensions, and we try to really, really tailor what we suggest to that person, so they get what they need and not what sells or what earns us the most money. That's not our goal.
Yeah, and you can tell when a company is either for or against that. You can tell when a company is just trying to sell you something like, hey, we want to sell you the biggest, baddest thing that we have, and that may not necessarily work. I know we were talking off screen. My first job out of high school was working at Best Buy as a customer salesman, and the store that I worked at, we were dead last in the country in pretty much every category. And so they were sell, because the company doesn't make any money. At least Best Buy doesn't make any money off the actual product. They make money off of the accessories. So they would drill it into us. Make sure you sell, if a person buys a computer, make sure you sell them a mouse, a keyboard, all this stuff. And I've never been like that. And I know when I go into a store and someone's just trying to sell me on something, that just turns me off. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with this anymore. So I like that you guys focus on what the customer actually needs and not what, hey, we want to make more money. Let's just sell them the best thing that we have.
Yeah, absolutely. That sometimes even means selling nothing. That's we're just pretty transparent and open about stuff like this. If someone has an idea, I want to do this and that, and I'm told him, hey, I don't think it's a good idea. I think what you have right now is the best thing you can get in this situation. Maybe if you switch something around, okay, then you have space for it or whatever, because maybe some people just want the flagship, they want the biggest speaker. They want the flagship because, there's some nice reviews and the flagship is the best speaker you guys have. And then it will be positioned pretty poorly, then, it will not be to its full potential. It will not sound like it should sound. And maybe it makes sense to just keep what you have right now. So maybe sometimes don't make a sale, but I think this can just reflect good on us, I think. And in the future, the customer will think, hey, these guys, they were pretty open and they really didn't want to sell me just stuff, I think that makes a huge difference, how you approach a customer, Oh
yeah, definitely. Awesome. All right. So if somebody wants to go buy your products, where can they go to find Arendal?
Pretty simple, arendalsound.com. That's it. That's our website. Everything goes through there. If you have any questions or need some adjustments or whatever, just write at sales@arendalsound.com. Then you can reach us or give us a call, of course. And then if you want to apply for the job, it's also on the website in the drop-down menu on the career. We would love to see some applications from our US friends.
Or Canadian, for that matter.
Yeah. What was that?
Canadian, of course. Canadian.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I think so I don't know if we actually mentioned it, but so if you apply for Arendal, it's going to be working remote, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's 100% home office, remote. Yeah, so pretty nice. Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah.
I actually love it. I don't want to go back to a normal job. Yeah.
Yeah, I think most people, a lot of companies after COVID are realizing that the company can actually thrive because that people want to work from home. People have kids, and I've had coworkers that have multiple kids and they've told me how much they spend on daycare. And I'm like, how can you even afford that? So the fact that you can offer, working from home, you don't have to worry about gas, you don't have to worry about traffic, like all that stuff. That's really awesome.
Yeah. It's like for me, it was like a quality of life improvement because I had
Yes.
much more time because I don't have to commute every day. I had commutes like 2 hours every day.
Oh man.
And yeah. So yeah, I would love to see some applications from
Awesome.
some nice guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Lukas, Kristoffer, really enjoyed having you guys on the channel. Thank you for, taking time out. Like I said, I know Lukas, you said you're in Germany and Kristoffer, you're in Norway. So I don't know. What time is it for you, Lukas, right now?
It's almost 4. Yeah.
Almost 4.
So
and Kristoffer?
Oh, yeah.
It's the same.
Same?
Almost
okay.
6 hours. 6
So,
hours behind, I think.
Yeah, it's 8:41 for me.
6 hours ahead. We are 6 hours ahead.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys. Anytime you guys want to come back on the channel, if you have any announcements, new speakers, anything that you want to talk about, please come back. Really appreciate it. And again, I know we're probably going to continue to send more emails, and your customer service is just top notch. The only other company that I can think of, and I don't know if you guys have this, but Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A here has amazing customer service, completely different field, but I think Arendal takes the cake because that was the reason why I reached out to you guys and asked you to come on the channel, because I was like, you know what? I know that there's not a lot of content out there. Let me try to do my part and, try to help. So really appreciate you guys. And if there's anything else that you guys want to tell the people of YouTube before we sign off.
I think we're good.
Good?
Yeah, I think we covered everything. Yeah.
All right.
No, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Look forward to next time.
Yeah, same.
Well, guys, that's going to conclude it for episode 6. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed and go check out Arendal, www.arendalsound.com. Check out their products and let them know. All right. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.